Hi there, welcome to Carcassonne with Utze. And it's a double header again, this time 2 matches of Group C, Ukraine versus Portugal and Romania versus Mexico. If you prefer any of these duels, just say so. I'm still open to switch the game I'd pick here. So for one, let's check out the Ukraine versus Portugal match. There we have quite a few high-level players. Exactly one that hasn't an elo of 600 or more, and that's Licinio Ferreira. And that's exactly why this duel rather, might be the only one where I would definitely pick one of the players to win, and that's Pavel Brin in this case. Every other duel is quite open, but if you have a look at the history on the bottom, for example, Lawyer has lost 6 games versus Sporta. Pavel Brin has almost all their games versus Licinio Ferreira, so that's more or less expected. Smile versus Mestre might be a Hitchcockian affair, but we'll see about that. And then there's Basilio Clovier and Adria versus Frau Margarito. All pretty close duels to be expected there. And the same can't be said for the other match, which is Romania versus Mexico. There only a few of them have quite the history. And here I'd pick Game Over versus Complex V and H, if no one minds. There I would pick Manarori to win their duel for sure. And Mars 15 should be the heavy favorite versus Pichan. The same goes for IMD5 versus Erwin G. And tables 2 and 5 should be pretty open-ended affairs. So we still have 1 minute to go. I'm faster than expected. So let's switch this to today and just hope for them to start soon. For now, let's quickly check the calendar of Group C. The 2 other teams in this group are Lithuania and Thailand, and if I remember this correctly, Thailand won their game versus Lithuania 4-1, and they did. So the Lithuanians, I'd say, are more or less out of the running here. I wouldn't expect them to win versus any of tonight's 4 teams. So the Thais, well, we'll see. They might be able to mount an upset versus one of the other 4, but I wouldn't expect them to be the favorites in any of these 4 matches. So the other ones are playing for the group win here. And let's check who's already playing. And for now, I'll stick to Romania, Mexico, and will open this match, and then the other duels in the secondary windows. as some of you might be already accustomed to. I switched the Romanians to the blue meeples. And once that's done, I'll focus on the game of game over and complex V and H. So the Romanian here, excuse me. The Romanian here starts off with a nice juicy city in the middle, but this gets attacked by yellow immediately. Preventing any early leads is definitely a good way to go here. Even if you must add 1 point to your opponent's road. This mini battle here looks nice for blue. +2. Likely going to block this if they can. For now, they opt to take the city here to then attack the big one in the middle if it's necessary, and it very likely will become necessary once yellow connects there, and there are still almost all big city tiles out there to do so. Nice monstery for yellow here, even though this pre-closes blue's throat, but blue has to get a curve to do so, and they did even take the cap, although this very likely gets blocked, but there are still 2 pieces remaining because there's only 1 dagger already used. Blue goes on the right side, doesn't try to connect yet, so maybe they like to keep the options of building a city in their sole possession on the right side instead of creating a larger city / ruin. Yeah, that's more or less an iffy move here, because you add 1 point to yellow's monastery, get 1 for yourself. I don't like this. So this I don't get as well. If you put the horse here, then why not try to run away with this city at least? Else you could have put the horse here and then go for the double Dorito on the right side. Yeah, we'll see. So yellow now could, of course, split these 2 cities, but then a restriction here and there would be very likely, so this move is a no-go. Else maybe just playing it safe and attacking here, but this is their last meeple for now. And wow. Wow. What a gutsy move. Think about, for example, a simple vanilla that would have been devastating in blue's hands, or a cow like this. Yep. A cow, not a horse. You would have limited, you would have killed this square, you would have limited yellow city to the horse. So Pretty gutsy move here. And now yellow has to dodge any cow and the field Doritos. Luckily for them, 3 field Doritos are already gone and 2 cows as well. But still, 4 tiles for blue to go here and then block this square and these 3 meeples with it. In the meantime, blue tries to create more dead meeples here. Yellow attacks blue city. There is, of course, another attacking platform on the left. Blue defense, at least indirectly. They could have gone for a direct approach, but this would have limited this square to fewer tiles and wouldn't have scored them points. So this actually works out quite nicely. This dagger, there's only one left now because yellow got one. And yellow with the perfect piece at the top, closing their city on one side, securing the attacking option, preventing the worst case of disconnection and kill of 2 versus 1 meeples by blue. And now this looks quite nice for yellow with their 2 monasteries as well, even though the left one is blocked, but the same can be said about a blue's monastery here. So in the long run, blue will win this mini battle due to their bigger ruin. But for now, this works quite nicely for yellow. They kill blue's not monastery, blue's city on the right side, which hadn't big hopes on being completed anyway, due to it being quite cumbersome. But still, a dead meeple is a dead meeple. Blue snatched the field in the middle, which is worth 9 points right now. There is a lot of open green space here. And now that's the 4th city. Creates an attacking option for yellow, of course. But in the long run, yellow doesn't even attack the field now. Interesting. I wanted to say in the long run, this dead meeple here could hurt blue quite a lot. Even though it scores 10 points now and it might grow. And now yellow attacked. Blue snatches 4 points for another city. Yellow, do you close your road or do you complete your attack right now? And I'd say there are enough curves out there to just simply take the road end and score the points. Else you might suffer, because this was the 6th crossroad already. And apart from the 2 left in the deck, there's only 1 horse. And you might whiff on all these 3 pieces. So just securing this road and getting the meeple back might indeed be best move here. And they get just another road end, so in the end, didn't even matter what they would have picked. So now a bit hinges on the last cow, which was already drawn at the bottom. So this is dead. So in that case, blue scores 10 points for their ruin, nets 3 points in this mini battle for plus 13. This here is a plus 7 for yellow, so plus 6 blue, plus 9 blue, plus 8 blue, and the scoreboard, so plus 5 blue right now. But yellow has a second meeple in hand, whereas blue has to rely on scoring quick points here. The best news for blue, though, is that the main field is pretty closed. So there's no attacking option there. Right now, none here. This one also doesn't work. So that's actually looking quite nice for them. There still is an option over here, but this would need an attacking platform, which could easily be thwarted then by by blue, because yellow needs to score more here, and yellow just hopes to close a 4-point city. In the meantime, Manarori won their first game versus Johanna Felicia. And in the other match, Ukraine versus Portugal, Adria won their first game versus João Margarido. So over here, this would have been plus 6, plus 4 blue. What is this actually? This could be an attacking option, because there's still one extender left. So any city piece over here, and then the connection with the extender would work for yellow. But they just got the extender, so actually it doesn't work out for them. They kill this. Have I miscounted here? And yellow scores 4, blue just 1. So plus 1 blue. Now, do you attack here now? Just to secure the field. And if you get the field, win the game. Or do you need to do something else? Well, let's see. So there is still one regular crossroad available in terms of road pieces. Let's count the straights. The straights are all gone, and the curves. That was a misclick by me. So this one is 7, and here we have 8. So there should still be one curve available. Yellow scores 5 points. And blue doesn't have any meeple in hand. So the dagger was another road piece blue could have used to connect. There is the curve. So in the end, if blue loses this one, going here and attack the field would have been the move. This here doesn't work because there's only the curve left, which yellow has in their hands. On table 4, I'm D5, won their first game versus Erwin G. And the game of Girappa and Daniel Ayala will end quite soon as well. In terms of the Ukrainians, Lawyer won with 1 point, 97-96 versus Sporta, and Basiliuk eked out a 2-point win versus Glovier. So that likely would have been a feast as well. This would have been the duel I would have picked in Ukraine versus Portugal. So yellow just prevents blue from closing their city. Or at least restricts this. All vanillas are gone. The vertical splitters are gone. Diagonal splitters are gone. The daggers are gone. And blue responds by killing this city or possible city of yellow. But I think this doesn't even matter. So let's refresh and see. Yep, yellow won this by 3 points. I miscounted, so there were all 4 crossroads on the board already. But still, I think blue going over here, meepling this, hoping to get either the dagger or the curve with, what is it? I think 5 tiles remaining. Would have been or might have been the better move than taking this city on the left side. Okay, so let's check if they have started their second game, and they are about to. So far, only Jarapa has won their game for Romania. All the Romanian nopes are on Mars 15, or at least the games taking place in the first set of duels here. Yeah, two iffy squares for yellow, but blue gets one of the worst tiles to draw right now. No option to attack either one. Meanwhile, on table 1, Manarori won the second game versus Joanna Felicia as well. So the Romanians are behind by 1 right now. Let me quickly switch all Romanians to blue here. So game over, wriggled out of this config. But yellow attacks blue city here and might very likely try to kill this square, and with it these 3 meeples here, if blue doesn't get a cap beforehand. So let's open Basiliuk Glovia in the top left corner. Mars 15 wins their game for the Romanians. So it's 2-3 after the first round in this match. Done with the blue meeples tries to prevent yellow from connecting here, or at least limits their options. But Complex V&H immediately gets the Dorito to connect. But the question is, do you go for this or do you try to kill this? And he opts to go for the kill and has to attack instead because just didn't get a road piece, even though his opponent drew the worst tile in this moment. So this config on the left side has one downside for blue. Once they close their city, this opens up an attacking platform. So they might need to wait for the diagonal splitter here. Then close their city and open another one which would allow them to attack or kill this square. everything else, for example, juicy extender, which you normally would like to see, could create problems for them because there are still 3 cows remaining to close this city if one of the players were to attack this. Now it's only 2. Yellow got one, hopes to get a Dorito now to thwart this attack by blue. Yellow with 2 extenders in a row. Do you go here? Do you add this? This would create a blocking or attacking option. And again, yellow with the gutsy move, hoping to not see this here, but forcing your luck can't work out in every game. Now they even have to do things like this just to prevent blue from taking over their city. Might even... No, they don't need to protect this because blue doesn't have meeples in hand right now due to this city cap on the left side and this rather adventurous monastery next to Yellow's road. And because you are quite limited without meeples, they even need to close this one and open exactly the spot I've talked about, but can at least dodge one of the 2 cows. So the connection is a 50-50 and this would be a huge tile for yellow. In addition to the cow, they'd also would very gladly take the last field Dorito to connect at the top. If they don't get both, more or less, this looks tricky here, although they definitely need the cow. And if blue manages to get another meeple back, they might even play an insurance move like a farmer on the left side. So blue gets the splitter, takes the points for their city. Doesn't matter that yellow gets points as well. Blue scores more here. Lovia, meanwhile, equalizes their duel versus Basiliuk. Let's refresh the scoreboard. Adria won the second game versus Frau Margarido. So Ukraine takes a 1-0 lead. And it's Glovia versus Basiliuk in the top left corner again. They are playing the decider right now. So in this game, the Romanian placed a farmer on the left side, just as I said, as insurance in case yellow gets the last cow. And now yellow has more meeples in hand. but is behind on the scoreboard and in overall points as well. So blue has 7-point monastery up top, a 6-point monastery there, and another 2 points plus 6 for 22, plus this year 24, minus yellow's 4 points. So blue's ahead by 20 points. Terrible news for yellow here. And I might have even miscounted. Yep, I forgot the points on the scoreboard. So it's rather, let's say 15 plus points for blue right now, maybe 20 plus. Erwin G manages to equalize their duel versus IMD5. And their decider will start now in the top right corner. Yellow snatches a juicy 4-point road. Meanwhile, blue adds another city to their field on the left side. Yellow does the right thing, of course, connecting here, hoping to score this road, and then maybe even attacking on the right side to snatch the field from blue. Blue gets the starting tile to close their city and maybe take the 4-point road, which would be an 8-point move. But they need to first assess the situation and check whether they'd rather take this field and prevent yellow's attacking option, because this is the only option to attack this field until you close this. And if you close this, there are other options available. Ninja attack, for example. But yellow just scores 2 points. And I think this doesn't work out for them. I think they should have attacked here. More or less needed to do this. Because now it's a 21-point field. And blue is quite likely to take this one if there are still pieces out there to connect. I think the curves are gone. Oh, the last curve is in yellow's hand. So now they could block this completely if they need to, and therefore they'll check if there are still road pieces out there. All crossroads are gone, and the straights, I'm not sure, all gone as well. So the right-handed dagger would work, but these are gone as well. So what else? Starting tiles, of course. Yep, seriously? Still a starting tile left? Yep, and that's why yellow kills this. but blue takes a 6-point field as compensation and should win this one, I'd say rather easily. So 16 points in the end. And that's exactly why this move here, I think, was a mistake, however you wanna say, but yellow could have attacked and then hoped to connect with the curve or with the monastery, for example. And then if they would have won the field for 21 points, they might have been able to win this game. But I won't complain, because this way we get to enjoy a decider between these two. In the meantime, Sparta equalized their duel versus Lawyer. Pavel Brin dispatched Licinio Ferreira 2-0. And Mestre 77 won their game versus Smile. So if Portugal wants to win versus Ukraine, they need to win both the deciders between Lawyer Sparta and Basiliok versus Glovia, as well as a second game win by Mestre. So chances for the Ukrainians are looking quite good right now, but of course it's Carcassonne. This can turn in a minute or just a few moves. And in the decider between complex V and H and game over, there is a field fight brewing. Two cities already on the field. The third one might follow soonish. And then we'll see how many squares they manage to add. Oh, blue opts to restrict the field and snatch the 3-point road. There wasn't much else to do. Maybe going over here, preventing yellow from closing the city would have, one could have taken into consideration. Snatching the city part was problematic because it would have created an attack against said city and their monastery. But for now, the scoreboard looks quite nice for Mexico. Complex with a 4-point road here. On table 5, Girappa just defeated Daniel Ayala with 2-0. So the overall match scoreboard is tied at 1 between Romania and Mexico. Let's open Lawyer versus Sparta and the bottom. Oh, wait, let's just switch them. So Lawyer versus Sparta on the left side and Mars 15 Pichan on the right side. So on the left side, we are featuring the duel between Ukraine and Portugal. In the middle and on the right side, it's Romania versus Mexico. And in the top right corner, I just switched the colors, so all Romanians are playing with blue meeples. American here takes 2 monasteries. Blue liberated their monastery. Meepled the city, which is a bit iffy because it creates problems like this, and this could lead to a killed square and then of course a killed meeple. But if you don't do this and your opponent gets a Dorito, they just snatch this 5 or 6 point city, which could be quite juicy if they manage to close this. So taking it, of course, is the safer approach. Wow. Nice combination by blue here. Just dropping a farmer, hoping to get one of the 2 remaining daggers, and they immediately get the piece they needed. Now being able to liberate the road meeple soon, and it looks good again for them. Wow. Blue just plays with the, let's say, necessary risk here, putting their last meeple on a, of course, juicy monastery, but still it's their last meeple, and this square could have been restricted to at least the crossroad or maybe a dagger, but even if that were the case, both of these pieces are still in the deck and 3 times at that. So actually, this is really nice. It's not that risky at all. So looks like the game between Pichan and Mars just finished, and the Romanian eked out a 127 to 121 5-point win to put Romania ahead with 2-1 duel wins here. So in these 2 matches, only 5 duels are still running. Let me figure out which one I need to open in the bottom corner, and that should be Smile versus Mestre, which is stuck at 1-0. I'm not sure why. So Mestre is still online. Smile as well. And the only thing I can say is that both the second and the third game were abandoned. So I'm not sure what happened there. I'll try to figure this out in the background. So for this game, Blue managed to close their road and got the necessary meeple back in their hands. now they desperately need to bolster up their field in the middle. The best way, of course, would be by getting a dagger to close their city, even though this would invite another yellow farmer into the main field. So actually quite interesting that the dagger is needed in 2 squares and both could profit from the daggers. That's interesting coincidence here. So pretty interesting to see what they'll do with the dagger once they get one, and all 3 are still in the deck. Yellow just taking quick points. There would have been nice spots for the monastery, but it's their last meeple. I'm not sure why they didn't go for the 3 points. It adds green squares to blue's field, but I think you could have still taken the 1 point more, but I guess that's exactly why yellow didn't. They just don't want blue to expand the field and add more cities. Blue likewise doesn't want yellow to attack the field or to create more platforms to attack this. But I think blue should have kept this open, because once they get the dagger and close the city, like now, they have the meeple majority and they would need attacking options onto this field. Especially now that yellow gets to close their city and pushes the field to 12 points. So right now, scoreboard lead 11 points for blue. This year it's 12, 14, -2. And blue has 1 meeple more than yellow. So field attack would be quite nice. But at least this one is blocked. I'm D5 and Erwin G finished their duel, and I am D1 this. So in this duel here actually is the last one standing in the match between Mexico and Romania, and whoever will win this game will win this duel, and with it the match, and secure the best chances to fight for the first spot in this Group C. Blue creates another attacking option here, because there are still 2 of the... No, there is just 1 vertical splitter remaining, but still this is a 50-50 shot at attacking the field. Else there is this option up top. And maybe a way to create another one on the right side. There is always something like a ninja here. Or maybe here. And this could actually be the move yellow thinks about right now. The problem with the right one would be that there are still 2 roses remaining, and the left one features a similar problem because there are still 2 crossroads remaining plus straightish tiles. So that's a move you'd better reserve for later if you are desperate, and I don't think yellow is desperate right now. So Glovia managed to win the decider versus Basiliuk. And now Smile and Mestre are playing their second game. Looks like they had some sort of problems. But this only means we have more or longer cover games here. But right now, just right now, Lawyer won the decider versus Porter to secure the win for Ukraine. And Mestre only fights for a better tiebreaker right now. Blue attacks Yellow City up top, prevents the field attack, and of course Juicy City for yellow to take over this game completely. So for now, yellow is ahead by 6 points. Blue takes an 8-point ruin on the left. So this actually means blue surges ahead by 2 points. So if one of these two manages to snatch the field, this could be the decisive factor in this game. So yellow, of course, could now split their city from blue. And actually they might do this because there are still 2 daggers remaining. At least I think there should still be 2 out there. Be the only one played. So yeah, at -2. Do you go for this? There are problems with this move. Maybe a field, a city piece from the left side, because this is a second splitter, and I think all Doritos are gone as well. They are. And 3 cows. Yeah, so this would have been, could have been maybe a bit problematic, but the upside. Oh, there is a second dagger, so it's just 1 dagger left. Well, then it's another calculation. And one vanilla cap plus the last remaining vertical splitter. Yeah, I think going for the split here would have been gutsy, but could have worked. Yeah, another good move by yellow actually. The only problem was that there was still this one big city piece in the deck and blue got it immediately. In addition, there was also one road Dorito, so 2 out of 9 out of, let me count, yeah, out of 10, so 20% chance blue would get an immediate killing piece here, because this is dead. There's no left-handed dagger remaining. And now this looks real bad for yellow, even though they are still ahead by, I think, 5 points. They won't get any meeple back unless they close this city here. Oh, let's count again. So this config is +5 yellow, +3 blue, +5 blue, +11 yellow, +16 yellow, +17 yellow, but the scoreboard lead of 16 points. So yellow leads this one 1 point and blue gets the dagger, and a dagger it is. Because if I'm not mistaken, this one just won blue the game here. There's no way for yellow to get a meeple back. And blue has 2 pieces left to score 1 point only, because a tie would be sufficient. So I hope I've counted correctly for once. So with this road, blue should be ahead by +1. And they take a 3-point field on the left side. Oh, +4 in the end? Question mark, exclamation mark. +5, okay, close enough. So, well, couldn't have written a better script here. Picked an interesting game, and a close one at that. So as I said, this year, too timid, yellow, too timid. Could have tried to close the city to score more. And this, of course, yeah, just unlucky. 80% chance of opponent not getting the immediate block, but they got it. So there is only one game still running in these two matches, and that's Smile versus Mestre. So let's open this one on the big screen. And try to make sense of this. So we are having a rather big field here, but there are still a few holes in there. One, there are these two. So let's first off check if Blue's city can still be closed, and I see 3 daggers, so the city is dead. Is this connection square still alive? Well, both road monasteries are gone, and it looks like a curve-heavy game here. And yep, all curves are gone as well. So this poor farmer will score 0 points in the end. The fact that all the curves are gone is good for blue on the other side as well, because yellow would need a curve in these two squares, or for example a crossroad. All 4 regular crossroads are gone as well, and the right-handed daggers for this square are gone as well. How about the lefties? Also 3 gone, so bam. All these squares are dead. And then it's just a matter of scoring points. And I'm just too lazy. Let us just wait a few seconds, then the game is over, and I can just hit refresh and let you view the quite annoying or annoyingly slow animation by BGA. Yeah, so in the end it's a 22-point win for yellow here. So we get to view a decider between these two, even though it only matters for tie-breaking procedures. So let's wait for them to start their last game. I hope this doesn't take long for them to figure out, because I think they haven't started another tournament. Instead, they are just playing regular games. At least it looks this way. Yeah, note to self, don't reload the scoreboard when you're hoping to load a game. Yeah, default moves here. And Mestre now thinking about whether to attack, or which I would pick, protect your city. And in this case, I'd go over here. This restricts blue's city at least a bit. And if blue wants to attack your city, they'd at least have to continue your road, even though in cases like this one here, this could create problems if your opponent would get field pieces and then a big city tile, for example. But this is, of course, a nice response by yellow here, getting a rose from the deck. But now the splitter is actually pretty bad, yeah. This one isn't ideal, but the best out of a few bad options. I would have liked the curve here now, but protecting at least your city on the right side works nicely as well. Yeah, meeple the monastery, of course. Gonna be worth 8 points in the end, at least. Blue prevents the sketched attacking versus the square next to their monastery. This one here is not an ideal situation because you allow your opponent to snatch a 4-point road and create a blocking platform. And because of that, this move by yellow wasn't ideal, because then blue gets to defend and indirectly take the road, else blue wasn't able to take the road because then yellow could have blocked. So sometimes it's just better to wait and see, especially if we are only talking about killing one meeple that already scores 8 points. So instead, just closing this city and opening a new one would have worked. And in this case, I'd say better. Yep, there is a nice field developing over here. Blue getting a perfect piece from the deck. 9-point move and getting a meeple back immediately. Now being able to liberate the monastery once yellow gets a curve. And considering yellow scores 2 points with the curve versus the one for blue, yellow definitely will use the curve there if they don't have anything better to do. And right now, I don't think connecting to blue's field could be considered necessary for now. They could even live with a killed square here, because blue attacks there. But this will become a Brazilian field fight in about 10 to 15 moves here. Once, for example, these two get back into the hands of their respective owners. Yellow could even attack there now. Instead, they go for this move, which I don't like. If you go there, attack the field. There are still enough crossroads out there. There are still enough city plus road tiles. So for example, road Doritos out there. And your city is vulnerable from the right side as well, so doesn't really help protecting one side. And this here is pretty nice. But the problem is exactly the move blue executed. Any road piece over here kills this square for good. And this actually is okay news for blue because this kills yellow's monastery. While blue is able to liberate their one and with more monasteries as well. So if I'd have to pick one of these two, actually just wanted to say I would pick blue, but then I'd rather pick yellow because blue's city there is really problematic. But now that blue liberated this meeple and just needs a curve to take the field. Yeah, now I would pick blue. Just because of this blocked monastery. And the likely tide ruin in the end on the right side. So yellow needs to connect at the top, else blue, in addition to killing the monastery, also wins a mini battle, a farmer mini battle for 6 points. Yep, yellow tries this and could now connect and should. Blue adds more volatility here with the city cap to the field. They could have put this on the left to at least profit if yellow would be able to snatch the cap. And then maybe liberate their monastery with another one. For now, they get to tie the ruin on the right side. And yellow now snatches the juicy 4 points. Blue creates the monastery spot. Yellow very likely tries to kill this one with any road piece and then could even attack the field this way. There is also the ninja option, but blue just got a vanilla to liberate their monastery. Yellow snatches another 4 points. And right now blue is ahead by 3 points total due to scoring these rope points here. There still might be an option to attack the ruin. Oh, let's check. There are still road Doritos available. 3 even. So it wouldn't surprise me if the next chance somebody gets to attack here would indeed be used. Else, whoever wins the main field is quite likely to win the game. And there's this option. Even though the vanillas are gone, all 5 are already in play. So this square is dead for the purpose of connecting, but going over here and then connecting there still works. There are still 2 crossroads in the deck, so any ninja attack is a bit problematic. So if you're master, do you just take this 5-point road and hope to close this? And you might, but there's one big problem. All 3 roses are gone and all 3 horses as well. So any city piece over here would create the need for the aforementioned road Doritos to continue your road. So it's not as easy to close this one. And there are still quite a few field plus city tiles out there. 1 cow and 2 field Doritos. I think there's no, the splitters are all 5 are gone, vanilla caps are gone. Yeah, what is there else to do? Would consider this, but again, still crossroads remaining. 2. So this ain't the time for ninja attacks. Oh, maybe this one. But you'd only fight for the 9-point field at the top. But chances to connect there are quite good. In addition to the 2 remaining crossroads, there might still be 1 straight, and there is still 1 straight remaining. Starting tiles are all gone. So you'd have 3 pieces to connect here. But is this worth it? Well, maybe with 14 tiles remaining after your move, this could work out nicely because you'd get a 5-point road, or with the crossroad, a 3-point road as well. Instead, he opts for a simpler move, just blocking this connection option. But the problem is they need to score points here. So closing this one or limiting the options of blue to score the city, of course, works, but only prevents falling behind by more points. It doesn't win you the game. So now again, attacking option here, and this time also this one. But this could be limited to the dagger, and all 3 are gone. And their clock is ticking. Only 2 minutes left. Okay. Yep, this works way better. So I think I've talked about this move earlier. And wow, that's now why blue opts to go for the ninja, even though 2 crossroads are still available for yellow to kill this immediately. So blue will now defend there, and both need the road Dorito. But they could share. There are still 2 remaining, if I haven't miscounted. Blue gets the first one, taking the, what is it, 24? No, 27-point field. So even snatching the ruin up top doesn't help yellow. And getting the quite annoying extender right now doesn't help as well. They might even be forced to use it here and attack the field if there's still a curve remaining. Actually lost count. Oh, all curves are gone. All road monasteries as well, so this doesn't help. Yeah, create an attacking option here or there is all they managed to do. Blue now will kill one of these 2, quite likely. The only question is, which one do you need to kill? Because yellow still has 3 pieces. So 1 to connect up top, a second to attack the field, a third to connect. And that would win them the game. So apart from the road Dorito, there is no monastery left, no splitters, no vanillas, no field Doritos, no big city tiles, no curves, 1 straight, 2 crossroads. So actually going over here with a crossroad would work quite nice for yellow. And on the right side, the roses are gone and the starting tiles, so yellow just needs to kill the option on the left side, I think. This... Yeah, I guess it works as well, because the only piece to attack here seems to be the road Dorito yellow needs up top to connect. Unless there is, and I think there is, another dagger remaining, but it doesn't really matter because yellow gets the worst piece again. Another extender doesn't help them. Adding insult to injury, blue gets the last Dorito as well. And Maestre just playing a bit of scoreboard cosmetics here, will lose this game by roughly 30 points in the end. Now 36 points. Oh, and even took a clock violation. So even if they would have eked out the win here, they would have lost due to using too much time. Okay, that's it. So Ukraine takes the lead in this group, shared with Thailand. I'm not sure about Thailand's tiebreaker right now, but doesn't actually matter after one match. Romania secures a win versus Mexico. So the favorites to win this group after day one, or week one rather, are Ukraine and Romania. Let's check the schedule. I think it was Group C. So next week, the group leaders facing each other. Today's still hopeful losers facing each other. And Romania getting the easiest opponent in this group, Lithuania. And then in week 3, the highlight for sure will be Romania versus Ukraine. Let's quickly check what's happening tomorrow. There's an early game of Catalonia versus Hong Kong at 8 UTC or 10 a.m. Western European time. And then in the afternoon, Netherlands versus Japan and Taiwan versus Belgium. And the evening session features USA versus Czech Republic. A strong matchup. The USA have bolstered their lineup in comparison to last year, and it looks quite good. They might have no chance to qualify for the playoffs this year. And later on, Croatia versus Latvia. Also an interesting matchup. Both could hope to qualify for the playoffs in this group as well and duel it out with the aforementioned USA and Czech Republic. So it's more or less the same configuration we had in Group C tonight. 4 teams vying for the top spots. So, thanks for tuning in. If you have any feedback, just leave it somewhere in the chat, in the comments, message me on BGA, whatever. So I hope to see you tomorrow. Until then, bye bye.